Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I'm doing a tour on my perennials and shrubs that are blooming in June, at least the first week in June. Some things might be farther along than other years because we've been super hot, and by that I do mean we hit 100 and we have been in high 90s. The humidity has rolled in and it doesn't look like we're going to get a break from this anytime soon. Maybe 88 on Saturday. Columbine is still pretty nice, looking a little ratty. Sorry about the wind, but I am definitely appreciating it today. Lamium still is blooming a little bit. You can still, oh, there are a lot more flowers on there. It doesn't really tolerate the heat, but oh, that feels so good. This is when I really appreciate my trees, because standing here feels 20 degrees cooler than it does in the full sun area. I'm gonna shoot over here. I will do a tour of this in a little bit, do a shade garden tour. This is a heuchera guacamole. Is there a guacamole heuchera? I don't know, but this one is loving its life in this spot. This poor lady's mantle is not. And I know I'm repeating myself, super hot, super dry. But I mean, the blooms aren't all that wow. But I like how they kind of dance in the breeze. Loving it. I do have another one to the back over here, which looks just as nice. And I've got it next to some blue hostas. Look what's going on with them. I'm sure that's just stress from being dry and the heat, but also without a lot of moisture. I'm sure this is getting a little bit more sun than it wants. It's going green. It's losing that blue color. So is that one. And I thought this was there a blue angel? This one's not, because it has some variegation in there. This is Hans, and it's reverting back to this, and I'm letting it because that's not impressive, but that is. That's blue angel. Okay, let's focus on blooms. Yeah, I do like how they dance. I can look up now because I did a tour of this area. If you've seen my last video, don't have to try and keep it not a secret, but I like this bloom on here. I know they don't last, but I love that color with the green. If you know this variety of heuchera, I would love to know. I got this from a plant sale, so nothing was labeled. Oops. It does have a little variegation in it. So I've been kind of looking at my garden centers to see if I can find one like this to get the name. My hoses are out. They will not go away. Not until we get rain. It's not worth it. It's a lot of work to wind them up. It might be an eyesore, but every day I'm carting them around. I'm trying to water before work, after work. I have a 12-hour shift tomorrow, so it's very convenient just to have it out. These are ugly. I just wanted to show you, and then they're getting cut off. This is alum root, native to my area. I'm sure they'll sell seed all over the place because it's a native. But they dance too, just not as pretty. This hosta here has a bloom spike. I think that's a little early for hostas. I know they all have different bloom cycles, but I didn't think that early. Let's see, which way do I want to go? I'm going to swing you this way real quick. Should I? Yes, I think I'm going to go this way. This daylily here is blooming. I don't remember the name of this. It's a peachy salmon color. I am really debating about keeping the daylilies here, or if I should just go with, I know I keep saying heuchera, but I think that texture, I don't know. I mean, this is a nice clump. I've got 2 bloom stalks on it, so it's not that impressive. It's still a little early. This Hearty Geranium, I know I said in a different tour, it's never the star of the show, but look, flanking that urn, it's spectacular. I can see it from my kitchen window, and I just can't help but stare and appreciate it now, because they don't last long, but then I'm left with the beautiful foliage. But definitely the bees appreciate this. They're dainty, and the foliage smells wonderful. So I think I said it, but it's Geranium Biokovo. It is creeping into the lawn, but my lawnmower handles that very nicely. You can see a lot of wilting plants right now. A lot of yellowing at the bottom. You can see there's some little, yeah, it's Friday. They're predicting storms. I don't like storms, but at this point, I need the rain. Lady's mantle, I can't, okay, but I can show you inside. It's not so pretty. But it's always pushing out new foliage, so gorgeous. One of my favorite perennials. I can't say enough about this. It pairs well with everything. It really does. The blooms are chartreuse. The rain does tend to flatten them, but they pop up pretty nicely, and they're nice, but the foliage is the star of the show with this plant. And then this one over here, lovely. And more Hearty Geranium. Let's see, which way do I want to? I think I'll go this way. Turn it slowly. I tend to go too fast and then I make you dizzy. I make myself dizzy when I watch it, so I know I make you dizzy. This is one that was at my plant sale that I'm debating where I want to plant it. I am, a little side note, need to focus on the blooms. I am thinking about just widening this area just a little bit so you can see where it kind of goes in here. I was just going to curve it like that, just a little bit, and then I think that'll look nice planted in there. There might be other plants for that area, but depending on how the season goes, we'll see. This is Oh So Easy Paprika Rose. The blooms start off very orange, and then they age to kind of a peach color. So I have a lot of shrub roses. They're just easy for me. They're a no-brainer. If I don't question where I cut them, don't have to worry that they're not going to bloom for me. They're easy for me. My favorite peony of all time, and I know there's nothing wow about this. It's a single variety, and I think it's called Seashell, but don't quote me on that because I don't have the tag. But I was looking up single varieties, and this resembles that. But look at that. I need to get a picture of this. Last year it was blooming when the alliums were still blooming back here, and they still are a little bit, but this heat has just sped them up something. Enjoying the breeze. I got my arborvitaes planted back here. I did leave some Joe Pye weed, so it can bloom wherever it wants to. This Baptisia here is just a kind of blue-purple. Love it. You can see it's not as good as the other one. This is not a full sun situation. It's gotten to be more part sun. So it's not the best, but they're lovely. I keep saying lovely. Beautiful, gorgeous, spectacular. Gotta have it. Whatever you wanna. Let's see if I can. I had gotten a picture one time with like the peony coming through those, maybe like that. But then go this way. I have some Nicotiana in there. I don't know if it's coming across. It's kind of hard to see. There's a glare on my camera. I'm gonna go to the back of the garden real quick. I might walk a little fast. The mosquitoes are out. I think they're spraying tonight for them. We'll see if I get any more damage to my plants, but I'm trying to stabilize this as good as I can. It's been super windy and it has just blown all my clematis this way. I hope that can support that. This is looking a little bare, but that's okay. Isn't that pretty? It's a giant fleece flower. It has to be, 6.5, 7 feet tall. It is massive this year. I mean, every year it's pretty big, but I don't know. You can see it's flopping a little bit. I've been cutting on it. I have not staked this. I'm not going to. I'll just trim away at it. Nothing hurts it. I think I'm going to have to come back here and water this. I know I said I didn't want to water perennials, but this poor will still be down here, and it's so pretty because once it blooms, I'm going to move it. This is just a very sunny location now. A pine tree went down in back of me, which has opened this up big time, which is, I think, why. So don't plant your pagoda dogwood golden shadows if you get it in full sun. I know it says it can take it, but a lot of sun will do this. So it's scorched. It still looks good, don't get me wrong, but it's scorched. These just started blooming 2 days ago. I kid you not. And they're done. They are done. I didn't even get to bring any in. I love the scent of peonies. My sister doesn't, but too bad. This too, look at, it's like confetti all over the place. It's kind of cool. I gotta get a picture of this. I keep saying that, and I need to do that today. But this honeysuckle is gorgeous. It will bloom throughout the season, so, but this is the most spectacular it will look. I think, I like how that kind of cascades this way. It's whimsical looking. And confetti in my pine tree. I don't even mind if you want to say the bare legs. I think that's kind of cool that you can see through here. But what I think is kind of neat in my garden, other people might consider an eyesore. The robins and their babies have been out. They like to go in my dog kennel. And then my dog likes to roll in what they leave behind. But why would they go in my dog kennel? And the blackbirds, they've been crazy. think I've been filling the bird bath at least 3 times when I'm at home. I'm creating more containers. I'll do a video of that. And a tour of my vegetable garden. I need to get on top of things, huh? This is Pensmen, Onyx, and Pearls. Love the foliage. You know I'm addicted to foliage. The blooms are pretty. I think that color next to the purple, it definitely has lost some of that very vibrant look, but I'm not surprised because I figured that did it last year too. But doesn't that look beautiful with that peony? I don't know the variety of that peony. That is the first one that I treated myself to 15 years ago. And it was on the south side of my house with my hostas, which just now gets way too much shade. Well, it's more of like a part shade, but this would bloom, but never wow. But it's like a light pink, almost white, but with some dark speckling in there. I should pick those. I think I might pick them after this. Let's see. I'm going to go to the back over here and then I'll come back around. This is an Ito Peony, Julia Rose. I don't have to stake this one, so there is that. Lovely. Have a few blooms left, but they haven't even lasted a week. And this is a spent one, a little more yellow. My roses are going to be putting on a show here very soon. I love these two colors together though, the blue of this Brawlia with that peach color. But I need to focus on the perennials and the shrubs, and that's what this tour is about. This Baptisia is absolutely gorgeous. I can't. Pink lemonade, this has been here for 4 years. Takes it a bit. First year they creep, no, first year they sleep, second year they creep, third year they leap. Definitely applies to this one. Takes it a bit, but it is definitely worth the wait. Love it. And then when it's done blooming, I mean, this is part of the pea family. You're left with this really pretty foliage. It's like, it looks like a shrub. My camera's not getting too hot. It's a little scorchy over here. This is a purple pavement rose. It is what it's called. Mauve. However you want to say it. Horrible name, but a lovely flower. Single shrub. Lovely scent. And a no-brainer for me. Very thorny though. I had really pruned this in spring. I could prune it a little bit more. Some of these are a little scraggly, but it's getting a little shade here. It's full of blossoms. The lilacs are done blooming, and now comes the roses. What's not to love? The Veronica down here, I'm not sure if this is when it's supposed to be blooming. I started these seeds a little early indoors, so they might be a little ahead of schedule, but they are blooming right now for me. Just the purple. It's Veronica Sightseeing Mixture. It was supposed to be a mixture, but I just got purple. But it is really pretty. Like a purpley blue. And then it's just starting. So stay tuned for the next tour when the roses are open. I'm just kind of going slow. I keep saying so I don't make you dizzy. Look at this climbing rose. As far as the climbing roses goes, it's probably not wow, but look at this. And when all of these are open, it's just going to be so pretty. William Baffin. And I got it because it says it can take part sun and still perform pretty nicely. And you can see it's a little shaded right now. Not the top. It will get some sun here in a little bit. But I think any climbing rose would have liked this because I bet this gets about at least 8 hours of sun. At least now. Once it starts becoming middle of July, that's a different story. Is that? Yeah, this one's in shade. It's a pretty scent too. Scabiosa. I just planted this year. Bought this from a greenhouse. I don't know if this is when it's supposed to be blooming. Sometimes they force their plants to bloom ahead of schedule. It's a horrible name, but a beautiful flower. And what's not to love? I'm hoping this blooms on and off for me the entire season. This is my cottage garden area, so this is in shade now, and I'm sure it's enjoying the break. More Hearty Geranium. I also bought this year. It's Bevan's variety. And it's like a darker purple kind of focus. So this is not going to bloom all season either. There are some Hearty Geraniums out there that do. Is it Roseanne? I always forget it. I did have that one, but it's not hardy to my zone. That one does bloom the entire season. Dianthus down here is also new for me. I love the foliage. There is a very nice scent with these, but I have to be almost laying on the ground to smell them. They're a little too delicate, the blooms. I'm just coming out and they're falling off. I mean, there's times I even look at it and they fall off. I don't know. It's a little delicate for my taste, but if I'm left with the foliage, I'm okay with that. And that is the variety right there. This is the variety of the Scabiosa pincushion flower. I have some salvias here I got from a local plant sale. Each clump was $1.50, so I couldn't go wrong there. I think it's May night salvia for the most part. They don't look much this year, but wait till next year. I'm just fascinated with the bees. And this is just not liking the weather. It's splitting in the middle. It's just, but it's still blooming. The bees love it, so. And in front here, Nepeta, cat's pajamas. This is as tall as it's going to get. It is very pretty. And back of it is another also Easy Rose Italian Ice. When that's in bloom, the color of that bloom and the purple play well with each other. Or pair nicely. We'll say pair nicely. But I love this catmint. Doesn't get any bigger than this. I have to go to the other side. Because all the blooms are facing this way. What's up with that? This clematis here is Nelly Moser. This is one of the last ones to bloom, and you can see more veining on this one. Just beautiful. Alright, so that's a tour of what is blooming now in my garden. Like I said, this heat has definitely sped some things up. I'm not liking it because the peonies, they kind of bother me because I just associate those with, you know, graduation and everything. And granted, there's been graduation parties, but still, it's just the ones in back lasted only a few days, but that's okay. I can enjoy them for a little bit, right? I can't help but zoom in on this one. So yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this tour, and bye for now.